I actually want to read some of these comments. First one says, so you didn't actually grow as an adult in 4 years going through college. It never dawned on you that you'd eventually have to take care of yourself. We got a person that says, so basically you have to live like a normal adult now, like everyone else. As a college athlete, why are you not thinking about what's next? Coach always tell everybody not all of you gonna make it. What you thought they was gonna do, hold y'all hands for the rest of your lives? What did you expect? Not everyone can go pro. That's why you chose a major that's beneficial and realistic. I actually want to address all of those statements because when I first made the video, I had just started on YouTube, so I'm not sure if I did a great job fully articulating exactly what student athletes go through. So when people say, oh, coaches tell you all the time that, oh, not everyone's gonna make it, and oh, you should have been understanding at a certain point that you got to start planning for your future and this, and that. I said it in the last video. For players who make it to college, for players who are collegiate athletes, right? That means that for a majority of their childhood, what were they doing? They were playing their sport. They were focusing on their sport so that they can achieve their dream of getting to college. It pretty much has to be one of the main things you do in your life because what are the statistics? At least in basketball, 500,000 graduate every single year, high school basketball players. 9,000 of that play college basketball at all. D1, D2, D3, whatever you want. And 1% of that 500,000 actually play at the Division I level. So if you want to beat those numbers, there's no way you can be half in, half out. Oh, I'm doing this, and that on the side, but I'm also going to be doing my sport on the side. That's not realistic. That's not how it works. And that's what people don't understand is the type of focus and time and effort that you had to put in to get there didn't really allow you to focus on other things. You get to college and guess what you realize? It's a business. And most college athletes will tell you in terms of hours focused to your sport, whether that be on-court instruction, off-court instruction. Maybe you have to do this, you have this responsibility for the team. In terms of hour per hour, you work more hours than a person who works a 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. You work more than that consistently. And I had this argument with my dad. He was trying to tell me, yeah, y'all do that, but it's the mental fatigue of, sitting at a desk at 9 to 5. And I tried to tell him like, yeah, I understand that, but what we have to deal with is mental fatigue, physical fatigue, emotional fatigue, all of that while also being expected to perform at an extremely high level. So where am I going to find the time to, I need to plan this for when I'm done? No, if I want to be successful in my sport, guess what? I got to be 100% locked in, especially if I want to stay there. And that's another thing that's different from having a job, right? When you get a job, let's say you're working somewhere for a year. Let's say you're working somewhere for 1 calendar year. You're the best employee. We'll consider you a starter at your job. You don't have someone trying to apply for your specific position, waiting, and also working, doing things behind the scene to come and take your spot. You don't have to worry about that. There might be a younger employee who comes into the company and, makes a lot of waves, and eventually he might get a promotion, but there isn't anything that's like, oh, I'm going to apply for your specific job while you're still working it and try and beat you out at it. There's nothing like that. In college, guess what? If I want to focus on this off the court, I want to focus on what's afterwards, guess what? The 4-star freshman that's behind me is going to take my spot. Then guess what? Then I'm going to lose my scholarship and I'm really out of luck. So if I want to keep my scholarship, it would make sense to only put 100% focus into your sport, right? This is what people don't really understand. There are also a lot of people saying, oh, this is what everyone had to deal with when they left, being a high school athlete to become a college freshman and not play a sport. And I'm not here to negate those feelings because I'm pretty sure it was the same thing when you graduate high school and you get to college and you're no longer an athlete, you don't have that identity. You're still struggling with that. But I want you guys to think about the feeling that you felt when you left high school athletics and you got to college and you had to figure it out. Now imagine for a college athlete, right? For a college athlete, I'm really trying to paint the picture because it's hard for people to understand if you never did it. When you get to college, for college athletes, if you guys don't believe me, check out my D1 basketball schedule video on the channel. You have an hour by hour schedule of where to be, what you should be doing, all of that, hour by hour, every single day for 4 years. Every single day for 4 years. I'm just saying that it's extremely easy for a college athlete to get used to that schedule, to get used to that bubble, to get used to someone telling you where to be, what you should be doing all the time. Even when it comes to academics, you have an academic advisor plan out your schedule, tell you when you need to be here, when you have study hall. Everything is taken care of and everything is planned for you. And to be completely honest, the setup how it is now can be detrimental to a lot of athletes because you get used to it. So like I say, hopefully that lets people understand when you leave that bubble, all of a sudden you have no idea what to do. And again, I'm not here to say, whoa, it's all athletes, you received a scholarship, you were in such a bad situation. I'm not here to say that at all. But people need to have a better understanding of why athletes struggle so much once they try and make that transition.